Hello, this is Mitch Watkins, the roof coating guy. Today we're going to talk about what must be included in a bid this is part 3 of a 6-part series. What you got to think about when you go up on a roof is the roof has a story to tell. From old repairs, what's going on with the roof. Is the roof, is it just old, or is there something really going on that you need to key in on? It's important to pay attention to this. So you got to conduct a detailed survey of the roof. Don't just go up and measure the square feet and say, well, based on this, we'll give you a price of this, and walk away, and then come to find out later that you've got significant issues such as drainage and possibly, wind uplift, other problems that can really affect whether or not the roof's going to perform in the future like you want it to do. So, in other words, you got to include a full itemization of all the work that needs to be done. You've got to pay attention to everything and think in these terms. It's very important that you make sure that everything gets included. So you don't just, number one here, you don't just add up the square feet. If you do, be sure, of course, to add the walls, put a little in for the slope. Make sure that if the roof's really cut up, that you add in for that. That can add a lot of time and materials to the job. It can give you logistics problems that we're going to talk about coming up here. Also, roof access. How are you going to get up on the roof? Are you going to need a 32-foot, a 40-foot, a 28-foot ladder? Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. And another thing to think about is roofers going through a building can create a lot of problems. You're going to get a lot of mastic and coating and junk traipsed on brand new carpet. And believe me, that does not go over well, and it's really hard to clean. You've got to use an odorless solvent, which is questionable at best. Anytime you introduce any solvent inside a building, that creates all kinds of problems. Also, building access. Where are you going to set up? It's really good to get to know the people inside the building and find out before you start bringing in a bunch of equipment where you're going to set your equipment up. How big's the roof? You're going to have to run 1,000 feet of hose to get from one end to the other, or are you going to be able to set up in the middle? Where are you going to set up? Where's a convenient, secure area to set up that you're not going to disrupt normal ebb and flow of traffic of tenants in and out of the building? This is key. Again, does the building have a forklift? Is it a warehouse? Is it an office building? You're going to have overspray on cars. If you're not communicating with the tenants, you're going to have a problem, because tenants can be your best friend or your worst nightmare. Also, number 4, be sure to include the preparation. This is very important. This can make or break a project. Cleaning. Are you going to pressure wash it? Of course you're going to pressure wash it. You always pressure wash before coating. This idea that you can just go up and garden hose or coat over a dirty roof, or, we just need to blow it. BS. Don't do that. I've seen these coatings peel off because of improper preparation. Huge problem. Also, equipment. What kind of equipment is on the roof? Make a detailed list of equipment. Take photos, lots of photos, because you can go back and review the photos. Take lots of notes. Again, you can go back and review your notes before you do your bid or while you're doing your bid. Penetrations, especially pitch pans. Pitch pans gobble up a ton of elastomeric mastic or asphalt mastic. You've got to fill all the pitch pans. You got to 3/4 the top of the pitch pans. That can cause a lot of extra work and a lot of extra material. Walls, what are the walls doing? Are the walls coming apart, splitting? What kind of problems on the walls? Be sure to include the walls. That's a lot of material. That's going to be a lot of extra material that you may not account for. Splits and blisters. A lot of people think a blister is the worst thing on the roof. It may or may not be. It depends on how bad it is. And also, a blister is telling you something. Is there water intrusion? Splits are telling you something as well. Is the building moving? What is causing these splits? It's a real good idea to put a little slice at the end of the split to stop it from splitting anymore. It's a little trick that'll save you in the long run, because splits Believe me, just keep on going. So you got to address the splits. Pop nails and staples. Why are those nails and staples coming up? Be sure to look at that. Okay, now you have a problem with it. You know, the roof is not being held down. You've got, what are you going to do? Mechanically fasten that roof? You're going to ballast it? What are you going to do? You're going to put rock on there? Come on. Pay attention to these kind of details. Why is it doing that? Is there, how much movement is it? Is that going to create a problem in the future? Can you just coat over that? Probably not. Remember, a coating doesn't fix all these problems. You've got to address all these issues. Ducting is a huge problem. Tenants don't want to, or building owners don't want to hear, oh, well, you know, it's not my fault. It has to do with the ducts. Just do the ducts. I always include the ducting. You can make more money by doing the ducts. Remember, they can account for 50% or more of roof leaks. Why wouldn't you do them, right? Ponding, drainage and ponding water. The problem is these are 2% low sloped roofs, which is about 1/4 and 12 of a slope. That's hardly anything, right? You've got to account for this. Make sure that the coating you're going to use is guaranteed to work in ponding water. It's not just going to peel off or delaminate and you're going to have to go back and fix a whole bunch of problems. In the future, you're going to have an angry tenant or an angry building owner. These are issues that have to be addressed. Is there structural issues dealing with the ponding and the lack of drainage? Are the drains clogged? Does it need more drains? You've got to pay attention to this information. Again, the roof is telling you all this information. It's just your duty and your responsibility to interpret that and to judge accordingly. Now, if you know that the building has leaks, by all means address those leaks first. Be sure to fix all those leaks before, or find out, make a map, find out inside the building where those leaks are. Talk to the tenants. You've got to become friends with the tenants. You've got to work with these people. These people have to become your friend. If they're your enemy, your job is going to be 100 times harder, guaranteed. Find out where these leaks are, address the leaks, fix the leaks. Again, building owners don't want to say, oh, you just fixed my roof and it's leaking again and you got to come out here. You don't want to hear that. Callbacks, they're the worst thing. You're going to be judged by your callback. It's part of your reputation. Is the roof leaking after you've done all your work to it? If it is, you did something wrong. Simple as that. Again, this is Mitch Watkins, the roof coating guy, looking out for you.